Yeah. On the daily. This is what I do. Get in tune.
Salutations. Fair game with TJ Ormel. The topic of discussion is Bronny James transferring from USC. My thoughts on the matter, good for him. He needs another year of development. There are questions deserving of answers. Is he an NBA starter, rotational player, or is it quite an NBA player at all? Prior to his freshman season, he had cardiac arrest, which threw off everything that was projected of him to do. When it comes to matters of the heart, it's not even about basketball. That becomes secondary. Life comes first at that point. The process of, okay, let's pick up a basketball now to what happened during his freshman season, which wasn't the greatest at all. With all of that happening, I'm going to give him grace on his freshman year, and maybe another institution can game plan, center the offense around him, foster his game. Then we will have the much needed answers on what he can do. Anyways, let's get into this reaction.
On to the next item right now, please, because we're staying within the James family. This one involves his son, however, Mr. Bronny himself, who may be entering the transfer portal after 1 year at USC. Rumors of the move started after former head coach Andy Enfield left the program to take the head coaching job at SMU. LeBron offered his thoughts last night, saying Bronny has some tough decisions coming up and that the family will support him no matter what he decides. I love that by LeBron James, no doubt. Great father, great family man.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, as they say. 4.8 points, field goals, just under 40%. Rebounding, we don't look for that from a point guard. Assists, shaky, showing he's not having command of the offense. Minutes per game, just under 20. To make a leap from that would be so unfair to expect him to play against grown-ass men.
Like I told you before, my opinions about him in the fourth quarter of 2011 NBA Finals has nothing to do with what I think about him as an overall player and as a role model and as a man and as a family man, businessman, and everything else in between. In this particular situation, Bronny's got a lot to prove. There's really no way around it. We can slice it any way we want to, but he's got a lot to prove. Because when you look at Bronny James, in his freshman year at USC coming off the bench, he averaged 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists across 25 games, including 6 starts, averaging 19.4 minutes per game. He shot 36% from the field, 26% from three-point range, scored in double figures 3 times in the 25 games he played. There's a lot of pressure on this young man. He had health issues that we can't ignore either. It was a miracle seeing him on the basketball court, and I'm so happy to see him pursuing his dream. Good kid, no doubt about it. Should he transfer or not? People making a big deal out of it. Hey, the transfer portal is there for a reason. If he wants to go elsewhere, let him go elsewhere. That's his business. Matter of fact, it might behoove him to get away from California because that's where his daddy plays.
I agree. He needs to set his own path. LeBron is seen as the GOAT from many people, and he plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. Bronny needs his own space to grow, spread his wings, flourish away from Cali, period. Now, whatever school he chooses at this point is on him. It's not going to be pressure and him under his father per se, but he needs to get away from California. I agree with that, definitely.
And as a result, might come to the games, continue to bring more attention on him instead of him having the peace of mind to go someplace else where he could just work on his game, flourish without the pressure inordinately on his shoulders. I don't have a problem with it. What I'm more interested in knowing is where Bronny James will end up going if indeed he chooses to transfer. It should not be in the NBA. Because based on his resume in his first year in college, if he was to take his talents to the professional level, everybody will believe it's because of his dad. And that's not a good look for him. So I don't think he's going to do that, nor do I think he should. What I think he should do is find the right program to go to on a collegiate level and really hone his skills in, get that year, having that year under his belt, make sure his health is right so he can flourish, because I think the kid's got some skills. I think he's got potential, but I also think we're wrong to just be talking about him.
Bronny chose to make a decision on staying, I think would be greatly beneficial, so we can see and he can have more confidence with his game, his process, and actually playing a game of basketball with an institution that believes in him. He can have starters minutes, not barely under 20 minutes, but he playing a big chunk of the minutes. Everything is so important when making a decision such as this. Is going to be his second year. Sophomore year, I'm waiting to see what he can do. I want him to show out and perform, not to make it to the NBA, not to impress his father, but for himself. He needs to prove to himself he can get it done and he can hoop on the highest of levels. That's what I want to see. I'm rooting for Bronny.